Excuse my voice today. I've got a cold, unfortunately, and I needed to get this video done, so here I am with you all. Ever worried about sounding too direct or a little rude when speaking English? Don't worry. Today I'm going to teach you 10 simple tricks to make your English sound more polite and natural.
We will briefly list the 10 tips we'll be covering. Saying please and thank you the right way. Softeners for direct language. Phrasing requests nicely. Apologizing like a native. Using polite connectors. Avoiding interruptions. Using positive language. Expressing gratitude effectively. Asking for clarification politely. And number 10, using conditional statements. Saying please and thank you the right way.
You walk into a cafe and say, "Give me a coffee," without a please. The barista gives you a surprised look and hesitates.
Give me a coffee.
When we make a request, our tone has a big impact on how others perceive it. For instance, saying, "Give me a coffee" can sound rude or too direct, which might not leave a good impression. But if we say, "Could I have a coffee, please?" it's friendlier and shows respect for the person we're speaking to.
Could I have a coffee, please?
Softeners for direct language.
You're asking a friend to help you move a heavy box. You say, "Help me lift this." The friend hesitates and looks uncomfortable.
Help me lift this.
Softeners like just, a bit, and maybe make requests sound less demanding. Instead of "help me lift this," you could say, "Could you maybe help me lift this?" It sounds softer and more polite.
Could you maybe help me lift this?
Phrasing requests nicely.
Simple adjustment in language can make a big difference in how people respond and feel about helping you. You need to borrow a pen from a coworker and say, "Give me your pen." The coworker looks offended.
Give me your pen.
Instead of saying, "Give me your pen," try saying, "Would you mind if I borrowed your pen?" Or, "Could I possibly use your pen for a moment?" This way makes the request feel like a polite question rather than a demand.
Would you mind if I borrowed your pen?
Apologizing like a native.
You're walking through a busy hallway and accidentally step on someone's foot. You quickly say, "Oops," with a casual smile, but the person looks a bit irritated.
Oops.
Using phrases like, "I'm sorry," "Excuse me," or "Pardon me," in a sincere tone shows empathy and respect for the other person's feelings. Instead of saying, "Oops," try saying, "I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" It sounds more thoughtful and caring.
I'm really sorry about that.
Number 5, using polite connectors.
Polite connectors are phrases that help soften the tone when expressing a differing opinion. In professional setting, directly stating, I disagree can sometimes feel too blunt and make others feel uncomfortable.
I disagree.
You're in a meeting and directly say, I disagree. Everyone in the room seems uncomfortable. Instead of saying, I disagree, you could say, I was wondering if I could offer a different perspective. It sounds less confrontational.
I was wondering if I could offer a different perspective.
Avoiding interruptions.
During a group discussion, you interrupt someone to share your idea. The group looks annoyed. Waiting for your turn to speak shows respect for others' opinions and makes conversations flow better.
Sorry to interrupt.
Instead of interrupting, try saying, Sorry for interrupting, but I'd like to add something. This way, you acknowledge the other person's turn.
Sorry for the interruption.
Using positive language.
Positive language encourages and motivates rather than discourages. For example, you're giving feedback to a friend and you say, That's wrong. Your friend looks disappointed.
That's wrong.
Instead of saying, That's wrong, you could say, I see where you're coming from, but maybe we could try this instead. It's constructive and supportive.
I see where you're coming from, but maybe we could try this instead.
Expressing gratitude effectively.
Your coworker helps you with a project, and you simply say, Thanks. Expressing gratitude in detail makes the other person feel valued and appreciated.
Thanks.
Try this instead. Thank you so much for your help with this project. I really appreciate your support. It makes a big difference.
Thank you so much for your help with this project.
Asking for clarification politely.
In a meeting, someone shares an idea and you don't understand. Instead of saying, What did you say? Try to ask for clarification politely.
What did you say?
Instead of saying, What did you say? You can say, I'm sorry. Could you please elaborate on that? I want to make sure I understand.
I'm sorry. Could you please elaborate on that?
And number 10, using conditional statements.
Conditional statements like, if you'd like, or I was thinking, soften suggestions and make them feel more like invitations.
We should go to the park.
So, instead of saying, we should go to the park, try saying, if you'd like, we could consider going to the park. This sounds less demanding.
If you'd like, we could consider going to the park.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.